What's up everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to fix the check engine fault code P0177 for an Audi. But before we do that, I need to tell you my car's symptoms that I was having and what led me to fix it. And this isn't just to bait you into watching my whole video. I actually want to help you and want to make sure that you are having the same exact symptoms so we can help you fix your car. And just so you know, if you're new to the channel, this is my 2021 Audi TT-RS, and it's a stage 3 build and it runs on E85 fuel. It is a flex fuel setup. There are a ton of mods done to this vehicle, but the part that I actually replaced was a genuine Audi OEM part. So going to the day that this happened, I was driving my car just like any other day, enjoying the weather. I was ripping around in my car as usual and nothing seemed to be wrong with the car until I pulled into my driveway and I was sitting there idling. As I was sitting there idling the car for a few minutes, it started idling rough, so I just shut it off. I decided to try to turn the car back on, and then it started idling rough again, and then it stalled. And there were no check engine lights at this point. And trust me, I'm not trying to ramble on. Hopefully this helps somebody diagnose their car, because I couldn't find any information out there that was pointing me in the right direction. So I turned my car back on and was able to pull it into my garage before it stalled again. It ended up never getting any better than that. So I ended up scanning the car and I got the code P0177. So as I looked it up online, I kept getting a fuel composition sensor, but when I started to search that product for an Audi or my specific car, I couldn't find any part that was called a fuel composition sensor, and really, I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to fuel parts. So I kept looking online and I finally came across a part that kind of looked similar and resembled the fuel composition sensor part, and it was called a low pressure fuel sensor. So I ended up finding the part online and it was only $46 on ECS Tuning. Now I just had to locate the part on the actual car and verify the part number to see if I can order the right part. So after I was digging around in the engine for a minute, I finally found the part located on the fuel rail, and I thought to myself, could it really be this easy? I mean, the part wasn't jammed in the back of the engine, totally inaccessible, and like cost $400. Could this really be? But the truth be told, that's exactly how it went. See, Bosch manufactures the part and then they put an Audi logo on it, sell it to Audi, and then Audi marks the part up 4 times the cost. And now I try to find this part on Audi's website and I think they wanted over $300 for the same part. So I ended up cross-referencing the part and ended up finding it for under $50. So I went ahead and bought it. So after the part came in, I unscrewed it and it took about 10 seconds. And then I put the new one on and connected it, and that took about another 10 seconds. And then I went to go start up the car because I was so excited, and the car stalled right away. So I was thinking to myself, no way that this happened. I thought for sure that this would be it, but I was really bummed out. So I ended up clearing the code stored in the system and I ended up starting the car again. And believe it or not, the car ended up running for a little bit longer and then it stalled again. So then I started it again and it ran a little longer and then stalled again. So I was starting to think, okay, something's going on here, so let's try this again. Finally, I started it one more time and it began to idle a little rough, but then it seemed to push through it. So it was idling a little bit rough and then it started to smooth out and it started to idle completely fine again. And trust me, I was as surprised as you are. It fixed it for under $50. I had a feeling that it was the spark plugs at first because I knew that they were due to be changed and I haven't done them in quite a while. And I also thought that it could be coil packs before I scanned it, but that actually wouldn't make sense. But with a bad coil pack, it would just idle rough but wouldn't stall. So I don't know how common this failure is, but I do know by me running E85 fuel, it has a tendency to corrode parts a lot quicker. And that's what I think happened to me. So the job of the low pressure fuel sensor is to measure the ethanol content in the fuel, and then that sends the information off to the car's computer. So apparently if it can't get the right reading or a reading at all, it just shuts down the whole car because it thinks it's unsafe to drive, which makes sense. Anyway, I hope this helped somebody out, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button. So again, I'm sorry if I was just rambling and all you wanted to know was the part that failed. All I can say to that is you should have checked the description because I had the part there linked this whole time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.